All right, so Melty has been out for about 5 days. I think today's the fifth day. We've seen a lot of people playing it, a lot of people talking about it. There's been constant conversation about Melty Blood. Everything is Melty Blood. Melty Blood was the Strive killer. Melty Blood, cured my mom's cancer. Melty Blood got me a job at Nintendo. Melty Blood did it all, right? But as far as actually playing the game, a lot of people have noticed that the rank queues have kind of died down a bit, which is interesting because usually it's in the first month or so that the rank queues die down. And the people who enjoy the game are very vocal about their enjoyment. The people who don't enjoy the game are also extremely vocal about their non-enjoyment. So it's kind of a weird situation, right? It's hard to tell what side is being genuine. And I think both sides are being genuine, right? I think a lot of the old Melty heads are obviously extremely happy that their game is in the spotlight, right? Everyone is loving that. And then new people are, I think a best way to put it is they're confused. They're confused. Because people were told that Melty would be a great game for beginners, right? Melty, they were like, Melty is going to be easy. Super easy game to get into. Great for beginners. Just hop online and start playing. It's going to be a great time. Pick up and play just like Guilty Gear Strive. Very easy to get into. So I wanted to weigh in with my opinion a bit. I put a lot of time into this game. People who watch my streams know I've been grinding this game like crazy. And if you don't watch anything else that I say, just know I like the game. I like the game. I like what they're doing with it. The core foundation I think is very good. So moving on from that, let's get to meat and potatoes, right? This is, whereas with Strive is a game that I could see myself competing in, I don't necessarily want to compete in Melty in any capacity. But I don't only play games just to compete in them. I'm just stating that. I think this game is going to be great for spectating. I think spectating Melty Blood is going to be incredibly hype. Like, really, really, really hype. It's actually very fun to watch. I think playing it is going to be another story at a high level. And that's mainly where I come in. This game is not easy to pick up. Anyone that tells you so is misleading you. If this is your first fighting game, you're going to have a rough time. Is it a good game? Yes, it's absolutely a good game. It has some pain points, like I said before, but nothing that outright ruins the game, right? I think a lot of people with Strive, they found it genuinely easy to pick up and play. And when people see an auto combo system, they say, this looks, hey, it's going to be easy. You just hop online and press buttons and you're good to go. There's a lot going on that this game has what I want to call more traditional fighting game issues. The offense in this game is very, very strong. The offense in this game is super strong. But also the defense in this game is super strong, but not strong in the conventional sense of you have really good defensive options. If you're on defense, you can press something like FD, you can push block, you can get them off of you. It's more like you can... It reminds me a lot of the Injustice system, where if you and someone clashed, you would start like a rock, paper, scissors thing, but less intrusive, right? Because while it is basically, hey, it's time to RPS, it's not like, it doesn't completely freeze the game. It just slows it down. The main meme thing has been shield, shieldy blood, all that. And I think that is a big problem with the game. There's a lot that people need to learn. And I think Melty Blood is a game that it has its own play style in a way that people couldn't even like fathom how much it's its own play style. There are lots of fighting game fundamentals, and I think the whole idea of Melty Blood is going against all of that, which is totally fine. completely shattering anything you thought you knew about how a fighting game is supposed to play, you know, ground-based footsies. It takes all of that and flips it on its head. In Melty Blood, air footsies, right? And people don't know what air footsies mean. People say air footsies all the time, but what air footsies mean is jockeying for position in the air. When you jump, you don't want to press buttons unless you know it's going to hit. On the ground, you're looking mostly to punish someone's jump in, or you're looking to air them. You're looking to go into the air and fight, or in particular in this game, you're looking to shield their air approach and punish it. Another thing is the input system. So now I'm just going to talk about the things that I think are painful about the game. The input system. I think this also lends itself to the guessing nature, but they want you to input things extremely early in this game, which is a very big contrast to Strive, where they want you to input defensive options very late. I think that's fine if that's what they want to do, but that is something that has taken me it's very hard for me to get my head around, just because I've been so hammered into doing things a certain way. I think if this is your first fighting game, you're going to develop a very interesting play style that will not probably work in a lot of other games. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Melty Blood community is so... The people who love this game are so like, I need Melty. Like, I want to play Melty, because this game teaches you to play Melty, and that's it. It's not a game where you can really take the fundamentals you learn and transfer it to other games. Melty is Melty, and that's okay. It's okay for a game to be its own thing. It's extremely different. So this whole thing is to say that picking up a new fighting game is hard, and that's okay. It's okay for a new fighting game to be hard to pick up, because if you invest the time, it will always be worth it. You will always get some sort of return on your investment. With understanding comes enjoyment, right? That's what I always say. But I think if you're coming into this game from another fighting game thinking you're going to have a good starting line, or you're going to know what's going on, which is something that I did. I thought, well, I've been playing another game at a high level, so I'll be able to play this game. I was absolutely wrong. What I should have done is I should have thrown out, and this is why I'm telling you guys, I should have thrown out everything I knew from before, and I should have came in with a clean slate, right? Time and time again, I've had something happen. I've been like, man, that doesn't make sense. That doesn't seem good. That doesn't seem like a smart thing to do. And that's because I'm looking at it from the perspective and the background of all the other fighting games I've played, not understanding that Melty is Melty, and that is the truest statement you can make. Melty is Melty, and that's it. Nothing else. Let's talk about the online. The online is unacceptable. The fact that you lose ranking in casual matches, the fact that you can only queue for ranked queues or player rooms, the fact that you can have one-sided rollback, the fact that every stream I've watched, I've been going around watching lots of streams, and in every stream I watch, I constantly hear people talk about their dropped inputs. So I absolutely know it's not just me. The fact that the auto combo system is so intrusive, they want you to auto combo. You should not be trying to avoid doing auto combo. If anything, you should be only trying to auto combo right before the launcher. The game absolutely wants you to auto combo, and it's pointless trying to fight it. Because the game wants you to do it. They want you to do it. They want you to do it. They want you to do it so bad. They want you to auto combo. And that's something that you have to accept if you're going to play this game, is that I'm going to be auto comboing, and the end of my combos are going to look the same about 80 to 90% of the time, depending on the situation. I think the combo structure and the freedom provided just in its movement alone, this is the first time I've experienced a game that has such freedom of movement, and it feels really good. Moving around, running around in the air and all that, it does feel very nice. You have to take out of your mind of, I'm going to jump in the air and use a big button and stuff out this other person's button, because the other person is actually playing air footsies with you, and you don't even realize it. They're waiting for you, just like on the ground, whereas if someone was running at me as Ramlethal, and I would wait for them to throw out their button and then try to whiff punish them, that is happening to you in the air and you don't realize it. When they say air footsies, they mean air footsies. There is a whole like so. A typical complaint I have is, man, this guy's just jumping all the time. But that is like those kinds of things that in another fighting game would signify somebody is playing like, you know, scrubby or has no idea what they're doing. That is the foundation of this game, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just literally, quite literally, almost the exact opposite of what we've been taught in other games. So I think all of these things lend itself to the diehard community because you can't really get this experience anywhere else. I think Melty, most of all, more than anything else, requires an absolutely open mind and a clean slate. However, that's difficult because, like I said, it's not an easy to pick up game. If you're new to fighting games, like if this is your first game and you pick it up, like I said, any other game you go to, I feel like you're gonna have a slightly harder time than anyone else, just because you're gonna have to, just like we have to remove our habits for this game, you're gonna have to remove your habits for that game. You're gonna do things that people aren't gonna understand. You're gonna play in a way that people are gonna be like, what is this guy doing? And again, that's also okay.